All right, I'm Darius. So I'm going to start off with my personal story. First off, I like to invest in the stock market. I've been investing ever since COVID hit, so maybe about 6 months, 7 months. Um, Another part is my family likes to use a buy and hold strategy, which I will get into later on about um, what that is exactly, and with how this market is moving and reacting to news. Um, my family and I also could be negatively impacted by the economy. So what's the problem? So when COVID hit in March, which is when the stock market crashed, this opened a lot of opportunities for younger investors such as millennials to open up a brokerage account and start investing. So when they started to invest, the market got very volatile, and this really affects older individuals who typically tend to use a buy and hold strategy, which is when, like for example, you buy Apple and you just sit on it pretty much. Um, and with the buy and hold strategy, you're not really viewing the market as frequently. And with the volatile market, it could crash very fast and you wouldn't even know. So what's happening is these older individuals their portfolios are beginning to crash, which is not good. So for the competitor story, the alternatives are to, hire a broker. They can manage your portfolio and trade stocks for you. Um, you can also implement a technical option called a stop loss, which is when, for example, you bought Apple at $134 per share, and it's starting to go down. So you say, okay, I want to sell it when it hits 120. So even if you're not watching the stock market or even in your portfolio, it'll automatically sell at $120, so you can stop your loss, or you simply don't invest. So the customer story. So typically it's older males, either about to retire or already retired, and they've been pretty successful. So they have that money to be able to invest. These are the most impacted investors because they use that buy and hold strategy where they're not viewing the market as frequently. So the solution to the story. So the goal is to persuade many investors to help pressure the SEC to implement regulations on both the trading platforms and the investors, younger investors to be specific. So for the alternative, you have the stockbroker. These are the pros and cons. They take commissions out of the gains. Your savings are in the hands of another person. However, they are professionals at this, but the market is still very unpredictable. With the SEC regulations, you'll have the market moving much more healthy and accurately. You'll have that feeling of self-gratification if you do earn those gains. All the gains are actually yours. There's no commission. You have control of your portfolio and your losses, so they're all on you. And you can also use that buy and hold strategy when you have that steady growth. So the overall value proposition. So we're going to have a healthy growing market, a market that reacts to news accordingly, a more security with strategy. So with whatever you're buying hold, with your buy and hold strategy, you have a lot better growth, a steady growth, not going to be volatile and drop fast. You have larger sustainable gains over time, and there's less volatility due to the extinguished influence of these younger investors with the SEC regulations. And as you can see on the right, you have a growth market, which is what you like to see, and then the volatile market is what you don't really want to see, which is the point of all this SEC regulation that I hope to impose. That concludes my presentation. Thank you.